Guys, today we're going to talk about step 2 to having a great lawn in 1 year, really, in just one growing season. So step 1 wasn't that long ago. We core aerated this lawn behind us. This is the 2021 project lawn that was mostly weeds and dirt this time last year. So we've made some good progress, but here in 2022, we're going to take this and really make it awesome. Step 1 was core aeration. If you didn't catch that video, I'll link to it down in the description below, along with other videos in this series. At the end of this video will be a link to the entire playlist. Step 2, however, is where we're going to go ahead and kill the winter weeds. These are some of the weeds that germinated in the late fall, went dormant through the winter, and came out in early spring. Some of these weeds germinated in very early spring before we could get pre-emergent down. This time of year, most of these weeds are pretty tender, so they're pretty easy to kill, especially if you're using the right product. Now, if you watch some of the videos from the years past, we had a good infestation of weeds in this area. Now, there's currently some grass, but you've obviously got new sprouts here. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these are going to turn into weeds. They're all over the place. This is the shady area, so the soil is cooler here. So everything kind of comes out of dormancy slower than it does over here. Over here, you'll see that we've got a lot more weeds that are starting to get somewhat established, pretty well established. This area gets much more sun, so it wakes up much earlier than over there. Now, for weed killing purposes, I've used both of these products in previous videos on this channel. This product right here uses an iron hita. This is kind of a natural way of killing weeds. It won't kill the lawn. This causes iron toxicity in dicot plants, which is basically most of the weeds that we're targeting. It does work a little bit better in cooler weather, but it's not as strong as some of the chemical herbicides. So this is a product, this is your Spectracide. You'll find lots of brands doing various concoctions of 2,4-D, Quinclorac, dicamba, and others. Now, the thing is with this, you can get this in a hose-in sprayer. You can also get it in kind of a concentrate where you mix it in a tank. This is the product that I have currently in the garage. So I just want to show it to you because what we're looking at here is, look at this, 2,4-D is 0.253%. So these chemicals are going to go onto the weeds, onto the leaf, and get absorbed in. The leaf is going to take it down to the root system and kill the weed off. The thing is, though, that there's not a lot of herbicide per volume. And that's why we're going to be using this product today, Triad Select. This, if you notice, it's a lot of the same ingredients, 2,4-D, dicamba, but look at the percentages, much higher. This is a much more concentrated product. Now we're going to dilute it a little bit into water in the tank, but it's going to go down and it's going to kill these weeds much more efficiently, especially because we can actually supercharge the delivery of the herbicide into the plant by adding our own little surfactant. So a surfactant, when it adds into the product, it creates that little stickiness factor. So it basically coats the leaf in its entirety as opposed to just kind of like beating up on parts of the leaf. So we're going to be spraying the herbicide on the leaf. The surfactant is going to give us more coverage on the leaf. So the product is going to work better regardless of its potency. Now in a future video here, I'm going to illustrate the difference between using all three of these products on a patch of dandelions, but that's going to be a different video. I will show how each one works on the dandelions side by side by side. But for the purpose of this video, I guarantee you that that one's going to work better. So here's the lawn. We've got about 1,000 square feet. I'm going to go ahead and have Robbie, who's been doing all of the legwork. I've been bringing the products over and tutoring him through the whole process. But he's going to go ahead and mix up 1,000 square feet of product, and we're going to spray it on the lawn. He has never done this before. Anyone can do it. It's not that hard. All right, Robbie, have you ever used a sprayer like this before?
I have.
You have. What have you sprayed? Out of curiosity.
I don't remember.
Well, for this product, so for 1,000 square feet using Triad here, we're going to be doing 1.5 ounces of this product. And we can mix it into half of a gallon, but I'm going to suggest to make it easier to spray on the lawn that we fill it up to 1 gallon mark, add a solid dribble of surfactant, and then 1.5 ounces of that. So we're going to start with water first. All right, so for this surfactant going into a gallon of water here, you really don't need much more than a squirt. That's probably it. That's it right there. Then we're going to go ahead and put, this is the little more tricky one. This is the one you got to be more precise on with the herbicide over there, which is behind you. Yeah, so you're going to kind of just tip it. You're fine. You tip it on the side and get herbicide up in there and then just pour it out. And we're going to be doing about that much right there, 1.5. Make sure that's level, but we're doing 1.5 ounces. And now herbicide here, once we spray this on the lawn,
It's in here, right?
yeah, right in there. So once we spray this on the lawn, we want to spray it onto dry grass blades. We don't want to cut the grass for the next few days. We don't want the kids or the dogs, animals to be on it until it really absorbs in. So here we've got a dog and we've got kids running around on the other side. So we're going to make sure that they are away from the lawn for a good long time during the spray and while the product is absorbing into the grass. Now, with the products in there, we're going to twist the cap back on, kind of shake it around to give it a good mix, and then we'll pump it to bring it up to pressure. All right, Robbie, now before you start spraying, you're going to be going back and forth. You're going to have to stop periodically to repump, but you want to go fast enough to go back and forth the whole way and then turn and go back and forth across the whole thing again in the other direction. All right, so you got any questions about what we're doing?
No, I think I've got it.
All right. Well, Robbie sprays. I'm going to let you guys know that he's applying this to dry grass. And like I said before, we're not going to be watering, and we're not going to be doing this before a rain event, and we're not going to be mowing for at least a couple days. We want to make sure that all of the chemical has enough time to get into the root system through the foliar leaf tissue. All right, that's really all it takes. One coating of that. I'm going to give this a few more days, and then I'll come back out here and I'll give you an after shot, show you how some of these weeds are starting to die off. We're going to start our spring fertilization and pre-emergent push in about a week's time. We don't want to do that right now, and we don't want to split it all up. There's no reason to run the sprinkler twice, and we can't run the sprinkler after applying this stuff anyway. We'll get to that in step 3 video, which is going to be coming out very shortly. All right, 10 days have passed. I'm out here back on Robbie's lawn, here with my daughter, who's all bundled up. It's April 18th. I want to show you the results, or so far the results of our weed kill application from step 2. All right, if you look closely, up please. You want up? Okay. All right, if you look closely, you're going to see a lot of darker green and yellow green. A lot of the yellowing plus some of this dingy are weeds that are starting to fade and die out. I could go all around the lawn. Now over here, I think a lot of these weeds are going to stay because they're just so thick. But we'll see how much continues to die. But as we go around, you see a lot of these yellowing broadleafs are really kind of looking sad. And then there's some, I could cherry pick a handful of places where things are really starting to look like they're dying. So things like that, that's going to continue to fade and get floppy and just die more and more over the next 10 days. But I'm not going to document the next 10 days because we're going to start on step 3 right now. This is a break in the weather. We've got a lot of rain coming in tonight and tomorrow. So we're going to go ahead and give the grass a trim while it's dry, and then do step 3. Step 3 is going to have its own dedicated video. It's going to have to do with the early spring fertilization and pre-emergent applications. Make sure to take a look at that. It's going to be linked up here in the corner over the top of my daughter's head. Say hi. Say, click the video. She's not sure. Maybe you shouldn't click it.